The history of humankind is an intricate tapestry woven with the stories of countless civilizations. However, some empires have remained obscured by the sands of time, waiting to be rediscovered. These forgotten empires hold within their grasp the secrets of our past, waiting to be unearthed by curious minds. In this video, we embark on a journey to uncover the mysteries of these ancient civilizations. Stay tuned as we look into the mysteries of these ancient civilizations that time has nearly erased. Our first stop on this enthralling journey takes us to the mythical land of Atlantis. This ancient legend has intrigued people for centuries, with countless theories about its existence and its mysterious disappearance. But what's the truth behind the story of Atlantis? Is this legendary island truly lost beneath the ocean's depths, or is there more to the story? So Atlantis is an old story passed down through many generations. The story comes from an ancient Greek philosopher named Plato. He talked about it in his books Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a super advanced island that existed about 9,000 years before his time. It was like a perfect place with cool technology and knowledge. But here's the catch. Even though Atlantis is famous, we're not sure if it was real or just a story. One idea is that Atlantis got wiped out by something natural, like a big volcano, earthquake, or huge wave. Some folks think it might have been near the Mediterranean or the Azores, places where things like that can happen. Another thought is that maybe Atlantis wasn't a real island, but more like a story Plato made up to teach us lessons about how not to be too proud and how societies can go wrong. People have gone on lots of trips to find Atlantis. Our top guess is this island called Santorini in the Aegean Sea. It was destroyed by a volcano around 3,500 years ago, and some say that's where the Atlantis story comes from. Also, some folks think that if they find a special metal called orichalcum that Plato talked about, they could find Atlantis' ruins. What makes it even cooler is that there are links between Atlantis and other old cultures. Many ancient stories talk about big floods or lost cities, kind of like what happened to Atlantis. For example, the Epic of Gilgamesh and the story of Noah's Ark are sort of like Atlantis' end. Our next stop on this journey takes us to the rainforests of Central America, where the Maya people once lived. They were super smart and did amazing things in math, space, and buildings, leaving behind lots of things that made us curious. The Maya civilization started around 2000 BC and had its best time between 2500 AD and 900 AD. They lived in places we now call Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. The Maya made cool cities, wrote in a special way, and made calendars that could tell them when cool space stuff like eclipses would happen. Speaking of calendars, the Mayans didn't have just one, they had a bunch. One of the famous ones is the long count calendar. It was so good at predicting space events. How did they know all that space stuff? The Maya also left behind special writing that was a mystery for a long time. It's only in recent years that smart people figured it out, and it tells us lots about their history and culture. But wait, there's more. The Maya were like super builders. They made big temples, pyramids, and cities. Chichen Itza, Palenque, and Tikal are some of the famous places they built. Their pyramids are not only big, but also perfect for watching the sky. The Maya were also great artists. They made stone monuments showing their rulers, stories, and important events. These artworks teach us about what they believed and what happened in the past. Sadly, around 900 AD, the Maya started to disappear. Many of their cities were abandoned or ruined. We're not sure why. Some people think it was because of bad weather and cutting down too many trees. Others say it was because of problems in their society. But some Maya cities, like Tikal, stuck around even after their great time was over. This shows how strong and smart the Maya people were. The Maya's coolness still lives on today. Their descendants, the Maya people, keep their culture, language, and traditions alive. We can see the Maya's influence in the art, beliefs, and traditions of these communities in Central America. Let's jump ahead in time to when the mightiest empire ever, the Roman Empire, faced a mysterious decline. The fall of Rome is a huge deal in history, and it's been a big puzzle for ages. Let's figure out what happened. So the Roman Empire was once super big and strong, covering 3 continents. Rome was like a big deal in governance, laws, building stuff, and culture, and it had a big influence on Western civilization. But here's where things get tricky. Rome started having problems. There was a lot of trouble with politics. The leaders kept changing, and there were even assassinations and civil wars. When Rome changed from a republic to an empire, it shook things up. The economy was also a mess. Taxes were high, money lost value, and coins got worse. This made life hard for the people. On top of that, there were big threats from outside. Barbarians like the Visigoths, Vandals, and Huns were always bothering Rome. The Visigoths even attacked Rome in 410 AD, and the Vandals captured Carthage in 439 AD, which was bad for Rome. Also, Rome split into two parts, the Western and Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire. This made it hard to defend against the bad guys. There were big changes in culture too. People went from believing in many gods to following Christianity. This was a big deal, because Emperor Constantine made it the official religion, and it changed Rome and the whole Western world. Rome's cities started to fall apart, and fewer people lived in them. This was a big sign that things were going wrong. People who study history have different ideas about why Rome fell. Some say it was plagues, or that Rome's borders were too big. There's even a lead poisoning theory that talks about lead pipes and stuff. People are still talking about it. But even though Rome fell, its influence is huge. We still use Roman ideas for laws, buildings, engineering, and thinking in today's world. Our journey into the secrets of ancient civilizations now takes us to the Horn of Africa, where the enigmatic kingdom of Aksum once thrived. Despite being one of the great powers of its time, Aksum is a relatively lesser-known empire that has left behind a treasure trove of mysteries. Let's unravel the intriguing story of the forgotten Kingdom of Aksum. The Kingdom of Aksum, located in what is modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, emerged around the 1st century AD and reached its height around the 4th to 7th centuries AD. It was a powerful trading state with extensive commercial networks that reached as far as the Roman Empire, India, and the Arabian Peninsula. The mysteries of Aksum are manifold and continue to intrigue historians and archaeologists. One of the most iconic features of Aksum is its towering obelisks made of solid granite. These monolithic structures, some of which are over 20 meters tall, have puzzled researchers for years. How were they quarried, transported, and erected with such precision? Moreover, the Aksumite civilization had its own script known as Ge'ez, which remains a subject of study and decryption. Inscriptions on ancient Aksumite monuments and coins offer glimpses into their language and culture. The Kingdom of Aksum is also associated with fascinating legends and religious traditions. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark of the Covenant, a significant religious relic from the Bible, was safeguarded in Aksum. The Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum claims to be the repository of this sacred artifact, although access to it is restricted. Aksum is also noteworthy for being one of the earliest Christian kingdoms. Its conversion to Christianity occurred in the 4th century AD, a pivotal moment in the history of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church. The decline of Aksum remains an enigma, with theories ranging from climate change to political factors. Around the 7th century, Aksum's power began to wane, and by the 8th century, it had largely vanished from historical records. The causes of its decline remain a subject of scholarly debate. Despite its mysterious fall, the legacy of Aksum endures in the traditions, culture, and religious practices of the region. Aksum's heritage is intertwined with the historical identity of Ethiopia. These stories, though hidden for centuries, continue to inspire and intrigue.